Hello, it's Vince Stanzione here, and in this video we're going to be going through Deriv.com trading options, or digital options as they're commonly known. We'll have a look at the popular volatility indices or synthetic indices. We'll also have a look at a few of the other markets. We'll look at FX options and some stock options as well. And then towards the end of the video, what I'll do, I'll bring up MT5 as well, and I'll show you how you can trade options and CFDs together, and there's some logic in doing that. Say you've got a long-term CFD trade position running, you can also trade some options on the same index simultaneously, but we'll get onto that towards the end of the video. Now, before I get started, anything that I show you is information purposes only. We're actually going to be using a demo account today. If you don't have a Deriv demo account, just go to deriv.com and you can set one up. You can also have a demo account for MT5 as well. All right. So once you've got your demo account, you log into Deriv, and I'm just using a laptop here, but you can trade, options on your phone, on an iPad. I still prefer a bigger screen, especially if I'm going to trade options and CFDs together, where I'm splitting the screen. It's not going to be great on, a small screen phone. So I'm just using a laptop. But everything I show you here, you can actually do it on a phone as well. All right, so Traders Hub, I've logged into Deriv, gone to Traders Hub, and it's D-Trader we want to have a look at, Deriv Trader. Now, you've also got Deriv Bot as well. Deriv Bot is like for automating trades on options, which is quite good because you don't have to know programming skills. It's like a drag and drop type of thing, but that's something we can look at possibly in another video. Smart Trader is the legacy platform. It's in fact where I started out 20 odd years ago. It's good, but it's looking a little bit dated now, but some people still like the old one. But what I say, if you're new to Deriv and trading options, go with D-Trader because it is the latest availability. Also Deriv Go, which is an app-based, but it doesn't have as much facilities as this. And this is web-based, by the way, so it's we're just in a normal web browser. In fact, I'm in Internet Explorer. Okay, so we've gone into the D-Trader, and this is normally how the screen comes up. Everything's customizable. I'm using a 1 minute chart. In fact, normally you'll see it come up with the tick chart. So this is how normally it will open up. And in fact, we're going to look at very short-term options today, just basically to keep it going. We don't want to sit here waiting 5 minutes for an option to expire. So I'm going to be looking at sort of like seconds. So it's not necessarily whether the option makes money or not. Hopefully some of our options will make money. As I say, we're only using a demo account here anyway. It's more just to show you around the platform. So this is how it normally will look. It will look like, tick charts. Now, what you can do, you can use the slightly longer term chart. You can use the 1 minute chart to give you a sort of longer term time view. And right now I'm starting off with a volatility 100 1 second, which is obviously it's a fairly volatile market. Now, if you click on this drop down here, you can trade the popular derived indices. Not everything is going to be available on options, but most of these you will be able to trade with an option. You can also trade Forex as well. I think a lot of people don't realize you can actually have currency options. Now, these tend to be slightly longer term. What I'll do, let's start off with a derived index. Okay, so in this section, we're going to have a look at actually placing some option trades, and I'm going to use the Rise 4 contract. If you click on here, you can choose the different contracts or what's available. I've done a video on accumulators, which is an interesting trade. You've got vanilla options, but Rise 4 is the nearest thing to it's a put or a call option. So if Rise, it's like a call option. If it's 4, it's a put option. And I'm looking at very, very short-term trades, just, as examples. Normally we'll be running like trades maybe 5 minutes or longer, but it's just to keep the video moving, so don't judge me too much on the results. Now, what we've got here, if you just click on here, I've added a few indicators, don't go too crazy. I've gone with a 20-period moving average, in this case 20 minutes, RSI standard. I've gone with Dungeon channels, which I've used a lot and I've written about them as well, which I tend to use more on a longer term time frame, things like 20 days. But it's also, you can use them shorter term. And I've gone with the MACD standard sort of variables as well. Now, if there's any of these indicators you want to learn about, Google them, because they're not proprietary to Deriv or MT5. Like, for instance, Dungeon Channel. So if you put that into Google, you'll find out more about it. And also, there's some tweaks you can make. You don't have to use the standard periods. So I'm just going to put the standard ones in for now. But as I say, none of these indicators are proprietary. So you can sort of learn about them a little bit more. But we'll go with those to start with. Right, what have we got going on here? We've had, it was hitting the top there of the channel. Now we've started sitting it to the low. I'm actually going to go, so obviously choose your stake. In this case, I've gone with $20. You can go down to 50 cents or $1, but we'll go with $20. We're going to go with rise, and we're just going to go with one tick. So it's going to be a very, very quick trade. So let's go, rise. Yeah, and in that case, that one. So you see what happens. It was 1906. So we staked $20. Obviously, the $20 we get back, and the profit is 1906. Let's go again. And in time, you can look to automate these. So you're not actually doing what I'm doing, which is just pressing manually. Once you put yourself a system together, what you can do is something like Dbot, or there's other sort of software you can use as well. So you can put the rules in and say, right, this is the maximum I want to risk, this is where I want to take profits, and it will do this automatically. But I think starting out, you want to do manual trading because you want to learn the systems and you want to see it in action yourself. But in time, what I'm doing right now, you could be running this without even touching it. Now remember what we're looking to do here. It's not necessarily, well, in this case, we're obviously at 95% return, but a lot of the time what I'm doing with options trading is looking for a higher return, and it doesn't matter if I lose more trades. All right, so example, let's say I lose 7 trades and I lose $10 on each trade, but then the 2 that make like $100 each, then of course I'm up, yeah? So it's not necessarily about wins or loses. Obviously some traders, they prefer to get consistent wins, and in this case this is the sort of thing we're looking at here. So let's just do one more trade as an example, and you see it's all pretty quick as well. And I said we're just going with one tick. Now we can obviously go longer, go all the way up here to 10 ticks, and of course we can go minutes as well. Now some options you will have to trade longer, so let's go and have a look at some Forex options. So let's look at some Forex options. Now these are going to run a little bit longer. If we look over here, we still stay with rise 4, and we're still using our same indicators. But you see the range 15 minutes to 1,440 minutes. So we can't go less than 15 minutes. So we'll go 15 minutes. And this is on the GBP USD. You can obviously trade, there's a whole range of markets, but let's stay with that, with the pound against the dollar. And we're going to go with the rise trade. Now let me show you something else. Obviously we'll stay with the $20 of USD as well. You see this equals. If you click on equals, watch what happens to the odds. They're going to come down slightly. So you see rise is now 77, fall is 82. And what it means is if the price roughly stays the same, we're still going to get paid out. So it doesn't actually have to be higher or lower. So you know what, we're going to go with that. We're going to take that trade. And we're going to go with, let's go with a 4. Okay. And remember, this is going to last for 15 minutes. At the moment it's saying resale not offered. Some options you can actually resell. So you can close out and either take the profits early, or you can say it's not going your way. You can maybe salvage some of the premium. So let's say you've risked $20 and it's not going your way, and you got a resale back of say $10. You can take the $10. So this option's running. Now we don't need to stay here and wait. We can make more currency options. So let's do that as well, just for the example. You can also trade gold as well, and silver and indices, as long as they're open. But you see, look, you've got a huge range of options, no pun intended. Wall Street, which is the Dow Jones, the market has to be open to trade those, and right now those indices are not. Again, that's the nice thing about Deriv. You're always going to have an open market. You've got some of the European markets. Swiss is showing as closed. Bitcoin, but let's go with gold, right? So let's let that one. And it's only offering me a multiplier. It should offer me a rise fall. There we go, rise fall. And again, is it offering me a rise fall? No, on gold right now, it's not offering me a rise fall option. So not all the options are available on every market. This would be a multiplier option. And let's go with an up. And just to show you, this is actually, a multiplier is a little bit more like a CFD actually, because it'll be running. So I've placed that, it's $20 with a leverage of, and is it running at the moment? It should be running. Yeah, can you see here? Right now we've got no profit or loss. It's pretty much even. And this doesn't actually have an exact expiry date. Yeah, so it's like continuously running. So you see we've got 8 cents running as it's moving up higher, 7 cents. So this is actually more akin to a CFD than an option trade. But the nice thing, again, we know exactly what our risk is. And we can put a stop loss. We can take a take profit. So we don't have to be glued to the screen. And remember, with all our trades here, these are actually, once we've placed them, this is sitting on the Deriv server. So if I lose my internet connection, computer crashes, phone, freezes, the trade is still running. So once you get back in again, your trade will still be there. But remember, you can always put stop loss, take profits in there. Now, just for that, I'm just going to close that. So it's not a huge profit. We're going to take 11 cents just to close the trade because it wasn't what we were actually looking for. Let me show you another popular option as well. It's called digit match. It's a little bit faster. Now, if we want digit matches, we're going to have to go back to derived indices. So let me go derived. And we'll go with the synthetics, and we'll go with volatility 10, 1 second. That's fine. And then go up to here, and we're going to choose digit match. Go over under. Some of the activities, yeah, that's fine. It's not a problem. So what it's saying there, digit matches are very quick. It's between 1 second and 10 seconds, and we're going to go right down to 1. Because of the time frame, we can't use 1 minute chart. So you see what it did? It's just defaulted us back on here. And what we're looking for, digit match, see down here, we're looking, in this case, we're doing what's called an over or under. So I'm going to go with 8 or under. So what we want the last digit to end. So you see the index here. We want that to end in anything but 8 or 9. So we go under. And and it came up at 0, so that's a winning trade. Go again, and again, this can also be automated as well. So it's something that you can do. Now 8, you see we lost because that's what we didn't want to happen. And there it came up again as well, blimey, right. So we had 2 there in a row. But the chances obviously getting matching up on that, you see what the over was paying 792%, and the reason why it's paying such a high return is because obviously the odds of that happening is less. Do you remember I spoke about earlier about some people go for out of the money options? That would be a very sort of out of the money, less chance. Now if we go say for 5 is roughly 50-50, so you'll see how the odds are going to come in closer. In fact, because of the 0, that's what makes slightly different. But you see, so with 5, if we go for, say, for instance, under 5, and it came up over, this will pay obviously a higher return. And again, this sort of systems can also be automated as well. But this is a pretty popular one because it's a fairly quick type of option that people that use. And again, because it's derived, it's traded all the time. See, we've got 0 on that time, so that one came in, and we got $19 back on that one. So that's the under and over. We've also got another option I'll show you, which is the higher or lower. It's not the same as rise fall, and I'll show you what the difference is there. With the rise fall, we couldn't change the barriers. With this, we can, so it's a bit like a strike price. Now, if you look, obviously higher, we're being offered 367% because there's a lower probability. Lower, we're being offered 22%. So let's go with that. And again, we'll just go with 5 ticks, so it's nice and short. And you see here, you can see how the option is developing. And that one paid out, so that paid $4.50. Remember, it's the $20 you invested gets paid back plus the $4.50, so it's 22.5% return. And in this one, it lost. So we lost 20 on that one. And what we can do, we can change that barrier. We can bring it closer, and you'll see as we change the barrier, the odds are coming down. But let's stay again. Let's go with a lower trade there. And again, everything here that I'm showing you, you can do this on a demo account. So it's not a case that you're risking real money. And you can try these sort of systems out. Accumulator option, as I say, I've done a full video on those. But that's interesting in that we're not looking for it to actually go up or down. I'll quickly run through as we're here on accumulator option. So what you've got with an accumulator option, you've got the barriers, which are here, and you obviously select your stake. You can select your growth. So higher the growth, so 5% per tick, the barrier has narrowed down. Lower the growth, then the barrier will increase. Okay, so let's go with 1%, and then down here you can see how many ticks since it reset. In fact, it's just reset now, so I'm going to buy. And you can't, so you can only buy and then you sell. Yeah, so you don't go the equivalent of going short. And then can you see what's happening with the profits? They're accumulating. Now, I can't lose more than my $20 stake. And the way to get out of this, you either have to sell the option, or it expires if it hits 230 ticks, and obviously that'll be a good trade because you've made all that profit. Or if the price hits either the upper or lower barrier before we've got out, we will lose our stake, $20, plus any accumulated profit. So right now, look, I've got $8 odd. Oh, and do you see what just happened? Not that I wanted it to do, but it was a good example. It hit the barrier, and I lost my 20 plus the accumulated profit. But again, what we can do, we can take profit here, so we can actually automate it, and we say, right, if we make $5, take the profit automatically, so we don't have to do it manual. But for this example, I'm just doing manual trading. So let's let it run a little bit, and let's hopefully we can get out of this one before it actually gets us stopped out. So far we've got $5. Let it run up to 10. You see how the profits are accumulated? We'll get ready here. 9. And let's take it there. Sold. Okay, we've got $10 and 8 cents back. All right. Now I'm out of the trade. So if this hits the barrier now, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we've taken our trade. We've got no trade open. Now remember, with every contract, regardless whether it's Forex, gold, every trade is logged in the Deriv system, whether it's a real trade or a demo account. Because remember I said this is a demo account. It's got the time I opened the trade, when I closed it, the duration, 41 ticks, the entry price, the spot price. If there's any disputes, you've got everything is logged, and I think that that history stays in for ages. So it's not, and again, even if you lose the internet connection or whatever, it's the trade actually has a full record. So that's good. That's the sort of transparency you want to have. All right, so that's pretty much it for options. In the next section, I just want to quickly show you something that can also be done, which is having a CFD and an options trade opened at the same time. So we'll do that next. Okay, in this last few minutes, I want to show you what I mentioned earlier about having a CFD trade running and also trading options around it. So let me show you what I've got here. On this side, and I'm just in Internet Explorer, so you can use any web browser. I've got MT5 Web, which is the web-based. So I've just split screens. I've opened up the MT5 platform here, which is the CFD platform with Deriv. And then on this side, I've got the options platform D trader that we were looking at earlier. So let's say, for instance, I'm running a CFD trade, and I can see there's an opportunity, maybe just a short-term opportunity. I can still keep the CFD trade running, and then I can have an option trade on the side here without affecting it, because this is obviously on your MT5 account, and again, these are both demo accounts, and this is on your D trader account. So you can trade options basically around the CFD trade. And if you want to know more about trading CFDs on MT5 with Deriv, I've done other videos specifically on that, but I've never actually showed what it's like just to split the screen. So you can still have, if you open up there, you can obviously, what I've done, so let's go volatility 100 1 second, which is there, and then I've got volatility 100 1 second there. Let me close that down so you've got a little bit more space. So you can see here, and the price 643 and 643 over here. Yes, it's the same index, except this is on the CFDs and this is on the option trade. So they're moving exactly the same way. And then what I can do, as I say, if I see, okay, there's a little bit of a turn here, I might quickly just do an option trade to see, if I can make a little bit of money from the options whilst still having the CFD trade. So it's like sort of scalping with options around your CFD trade. Let me just close that down. Let's just do one more trade, and then let's wrap it up. But let's say you can try this yourself, and again, they're both demo accounts, so it's not a case that you're going to use real money. All right, that's the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. You can find more information on Deriv Academy. There's a lot of learning features there. Also, some more ebooks that I've done. And also, say on YouTube here, you'll find various videos on different things that I've done, like with MT5. Okay, thanks for watching.